In this video, I would like to introduce to you the resource balancer, which is only one from the long list of cool features we support as part of PowerStore array introduction. I believe PowerStore multi-appliance cluster users will love this functionality. Now we will log into management application. And I will show you the setup. So as I mentioned, this functionality more relevant for multi-appliance cluster users. In our case, we have two appliances. When the connected hosts partially connected uh, to appliance A, some of them connected to both appliances. As part of best practices, we recommend our users to connect hosts to all the available appliances in the clusters in order to support exactly the functionality I will talk about today. So what is resource balancer in general, and how it will help me in my IT infrastructure? Resource balancer is microservice running in PowerStore OS when the main purpose of his functionality is making our life simpler. It actually targeted to address the same goals as VMware DRS managing in E6 cluster. So Resource Balancer, as I mentioned, intended to support similar functionality on PowerStore cluster. When based on historical utilization patterns, creating the future utilization forecast, and based on this information, assist users with new storage object creation, placing the objects on the most appropriate appliance that not just less utilized today, but expected to be less utilized in the near future. When I will try to create the new volume in multi-appliance setup, and let's do it now. I expect to see the placement option in the create volume wizard. Let's type the name, the quantity, and the size 2 tera, for example. Now I can select appliance A, appliance B, or automatic selection, which will use the resource balancer logic in order to place the volume on most appropriate appliance in this specific setup. Another options I will have here is association of newly created volumes with volume groups. In this case, the placement will be based beside the utilization aspects. It will take into account the existing volumes location on the volume group we will select. In this case, we will keep it unselected. I will type finish. So as you can see here, two new volumes created. Another cool feature that's supported by Resource Balancer is assisted migration. When it's based on forecast prediction of future space utilization. When the particular appliance is expected to be overutilized, the user will see out of space alert, as you can see on the screen. One of the repair flow options you will see here is assisted migration. Typing on this link, we will trigger Resource Balancer recommendation engine, which will help us selecting the most appropriate volumes to migrate from appliance that expected to be overutilized to the second appliance. In this case, we have one volume group and two particular volumes that are recommended to be migrated. If we will continue with migrate button, the system will generate this rescan requirement for sales server, which is connected to all this set of volumes and volume group. Before continuing with migration, we must approve that host rescan completed. Once the rescan completed on the host side, the SCSI rescan, we can start with migration, which will generate the migration job. The another warning describing the fact that migration is time-consuming operation that may take minutes, hours, or days to complete. Typing migrate now, we are generating migration jobs. As you can see, 3 objects selected previously, which will start synchronizing until completion.